guys don't want us to have it. I've told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us distance or promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
The news headlines: Governor Monday Okpebholo awards scholarship to 13 children of the Z civil servants.
My advice is that you should use it well.
Edo State government begins clampdown on substandard abattoirs across the state.
See what's on the cow don't, you are heaping it. You are heaping it. The effluent is flowing to the street.
New Ramat Park flyover now a trading ground for market women despite ongoing construction.
It's not good, it's a risk.
You should tell them to leave that place. It's not conducive for them to stay.
And they should evacuate them because of the risk.
A pleasant evening to you and thank you for joining us on Beetv Major News, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili. Now the news in details. Governor Monday Okpebholo of Edo State has awarded scholarship to 13 children of deceased civil servants to enable them secure their academic pursuits. This was during the presentation of checks to families of the deceased at the government house. Beetv News Best Orator reports.
One of the happiest moments civil servants look forward to is the day of their retirement. But unfortunately, not all who desire to see the day actually live to tell the story. This is the case of these 13 beneficiaries of the deceased civil servants who, by the providence of the state pension, are benefiting from the life insurance of their benefactor. Governor Monday Okpebholo, while urging the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the money, affirmed his administration's commitment to the welfare of workers and announced scholarship for a child from each of the 13 affected households.
Let me, first of all, sympathize with those that lost their parents. It's painful, but such is life. Everybody must go. And that is why we decide to support you. We stand by you by introducing insurance. The most important thing is for you to get your claims. They are giving you your dividends. My advice is that you should use it well.
The managing director, Tangerine Life Insurance, Kehinde Borishade, described the synergy between the state government and the insurance company as productive and urged the government to sustain the tempo.
So, we thank you for partnering with us in this area, sir, and we pray that God will continue to give you the strength and the wisdom to continue to lead the people of Edo State, and also to show the good example you are showing to other governors.
The gesture for the beneficiaries is highly commendable. They hailed Governor Okpebholo for redefining their path after the death of their breadwinners. They said they will ensure they excel in their academics to make their families and the state government proud. A total of 49 families have so far benefited from the scheme from January to December 2025. Best Orator reporting for Beetv News.
The Edo State Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability, Barrister Nusa Adams, alongside the Managing Director of Edo Fuma, Mr. Mohammed Bawa Okoyomo, has paid an assessment visit to the Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS, following a letter sent to the Ministry over the recent flooding challenge within the station's premises. Beetv News Best Orator reports.
The inspection tour, which covered several slaughterhouses, revealed widespread environmental violations, including improper influent disposal, lack of drainage systems, poor sanitation and non-compliance with the minimum operational standards set by environmental laws. The Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability ordered that the environmental violating notices be served on violators. During the tour, the enforcement team observed free-flowing blood, stagnant water, and unapproved slaughtering areas, prompting immediate warnings to the operators.
1 week to take care of this effluent and remove these dogs. We cannot continue like this. Definitely something must be done.
Some of the operators pleaded for leniency and promised that they would improve on the sanitary conditions of the abattoirs, but the commissioner said the people's health and safety are important to the state government.
So I can say, the people where they put the tea for the front, now come block the road.
No, you're supposed to have a way you discharge your effluent.
Supposed to have your own yesterday, I said
see what's on the cow dung, you are heaping it. You are heaping it. The effluent is flowing to the street. Give me 3 days. Who is issuing the violation notice? You are giving them. Is it ready?
Speaking after the service, the commissioner expressed deep concern over the unhygienic conditions in which animals are slaughtered for public consumption. He said the atmosphere in which many of these abattoirs operate is quite appalling, as most of them do not have proper channels for effluent flow and operate in very unhealthy conditions, adding that people cannot be allowed to be subjected to this level of environmental degradation.
You are killing cow inside this kind of place for people to eat. Why can't you put ties? Look at the way blood is flowing. Okay, where is that thing? Where is it flowing to?
Inside, ties with the inside.
No, look at you are killing cow here now. You're not seeing it.
Yes.
Why are they doing this? And this effluent, where is it flowing to?
It's flowing to the mouth.
But look at this block there now.
Barrister Adams disclosed that while a few facilities met basic standards, the majority failed to comply and would face regulatory action. He said they have invited some of the operators to report to the ministry, where they will provide them with the minimum standards required by the new law, adding that some abattoirs will be closed down until they meet the required standards. The commissioner also noted that due to the large number of abattoirs in the state, the inspection exercise would continue in phases until all facilities have been assessed.
3 days. 3 days. We must maintain this law and we close down this. I would have closed it down today, but I'll give you 3 days. I repeat, 3 days. We must make arrangement. This effluent cannot continue like this.
Barrister Nusa Adams emphasized the government's commitment to safeguarding public health and ensuring that all slaughterhouses operate responsibly and hygienically. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
As work continues on the Ramat Park flyover in Benin City, some traders have taken over the space under the bridge, turning the ongoing construction site into a market space, a situation that has raised safety concerns among residents. BTV News' Precious Agbonlaho reports that traders were seen displaying various items under the Ramat Park flyover, turning the site into a busy trading zone. Items such as clothes, shoes, fruits, vegetables, and household goods were spread along the roadside. This raises safety concerns as the location is still an active construction site and not suitable for commercial activities.
is done, like going to be help, like the traffic conjunction, going to help a lot. So the man Pebolo is doing a good job.
Items such as clothes, shoes, fruit, vegetable, and household goods were spread along the roads by traders who have now turned the yet to be completed bridge into a business center. This development raises safety concern as the location is still an active construction site and not suitable for commercial activities. Although the ongoing construction of the Ramat Park flyover has been seen as a significant development for Benin City, some residents commend the effort of Governor Monday Okpebolo, noting that once completed, the project could greatly reduce the persistent traffic congestion in the Ramat Park area. They expressed optimism that the flyover will enhance road connectivity and ease the movement of both motorists and pedestrians. They, however, frowned at traders trading under the ongoing Ramat Park flyover construction site, stating that the presence of the traders and buyers under the construction poses serious safety risk.
It's very, very risky. It's not good because it can destroy somebody's life. It's not good. It's a risk.
You should tell them to leave that place. It's not conducive for them to stay.
And they should evacuate them because of the risk. That's all.
Some residents who spoke said it is indeed risky as some construction materials and equipment not properly secure could accidentally fall and injure the traders. They emphasized that the site should be restricted until the project is fully completed to avoid potential accidents and loss of life.
Look at motor passing by now. It's very risky for them to shade along the road now.
Especially they are working with iron.
Yes. Even when we were passing on that, some water was dropping. We were trying to escape.
Well, it's not their fault. I think like a means of livelihood for them. So anywhere they see trade, I think just to get money. But true, it's true. But I think the contractors there, like they may be working. Maybe they warn them about that. Yeah, maybe if any accidents. Yeah, I think so.
Government should do something about it so that people will not be trading along the road itself. Is not good.
Residents call on the government to take proper measures to ensure that traders do not continue trading under the ongoing construction site. They stress that the site for now is unsafe for trading. According to them, the traders should be evacuated to a safe environment as the site remains a high-risk zone due to the presence of heavy equipment. Meanwhile, some security personnel who spoke off camera told the news crew that they drove the traders several times, but they have refused to comply and still trade under the bridge. It is, however, expected that the state government will take strict actions to ensure that no trader under the bridge while still under construction. Precious Agbolaho reporting for BTV News. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebolo on Wednesday hinted that the rising insecurity in the state is a deliberate plot to destabilize Nigeria and the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Governor Okpebolo stated this when he received the leaders of Ohaneze Indigbo Worldwide, Edo State chapter in Government House, Benin City. Beetv News' best orator has the details.
And I want to supervise it myself because I promised that I was going to support the Igbo market traders with some amount of money.
Welcoming the leaders of Ohaneze Idigbo Worldwide, Edo State Chapter to Government House in Benin City, Governor Monday Okpebholo assured the group that their request will receive the attention from his administration. The governor said no matter the intimidation, they will not succumb, adding that what the people are doing is to fuel kidnapping because they want to distract and discredit Mr. President, maintaining that they did so to former President Goodluck Jonathan and they succeeded, but they will not allow it this time.
I can never forget your support. Several meetings were held in different occasions, and many of them you spent your money because you wanted me to win. Your requests are very important to me, and I'm going to look at them. I've started walking around that hotel, across that market. If you get there, you see the road we are doing there. We are making sure that proper drainages are being carried out. We are also walking around the Mechanic Road, which I don't know whether you are familiar with that road. That road is very, very bad. And when we're campaigning, somebody also mentioned that particular road. Free work is ongoing there. So you are going to also give me the names and the area that you want me to touch. There are some areas that, and I also remember one or two things which I think I will have to do. And I want to supervise it myself because I promised that I was going to support the Igbo market traders with some amount of money at that time, which I keep thinking about it all the time. So very soon I will contact you. We try as much as possible to remove the bad boys from the street, the Agberos. We are getting pressure to bring them back. No, we are not bringing them back because they are not helping us. They are destroying the infrastructure of this state and also discouraging people from doing business.
Speaking on economic development, Governor Monday Okpebholo emphasized the importance of creating a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. He said the people who want to do business must not be discouraged, and the only way to support them is to ensure peace and a friendly environment.
I want to let you know that the government are with the Igbos. Anytime, anywhere, come approach me for any reason, we will solve it. I'll look into what you have requested. The issue of the market, I didn't know you are in court. Otherwise, I would have probably called for a meeting in this government house. Bring the parties, the warrior parties together, then we'll settle it. Because when you are fighting, how can development come? So I'm going to look out for the OHE, the man in charge of that Aziz. And I will also talk to the other two. So they can call him to order, because we must develop our place.
The delegation was led by the president of the Edo State Chapter of Ohaneze Idigbo, Chief Benjamin,
which includes agriculture and food, security, and inclusive growth. We see in these pillars a perfect alignment with our objectives of economic empowerment and community development. The Edo State Chapter wishes to partner with your administration to translate these pillars into tangible projects.
The visit further strengthened the relationship between Edo State government and the Igbo community, reaffirming shared commitment to peace, development, and economic prosperity. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
The Edo State government has donated 5 units of prison vehicles to correction centers to aid justice delivery in the state. The ceremony, which held at the Government House Benin City, was witnessed by officials of the Correction Service and members of the State Executive Council. Let's join our senior reporter, Best Orator, for details.
As it is often said, justice delayed is not justice denied, but justice delayed can be heartbreaking at times, resulting in emotional breakdown and financial loss. It is in a bid to change the narrative that the Edo State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, is making this move of presenting 5 units of vehicles to correctional centers in Edo State to aid justice delivery.
The land and whatever is in Edo belongs to Edo people. The correctional center belongs to Edo people. And last time I met the Chief Judge and he told me about your request, which I think it is necessary. Because if you don't take prisoners to court, how would they get justice? It's not possible. So this is in reaction to his request. In the name of the Father, the Son,
Amen,
and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Thank you, Excellency.
Receiving the vehicles, the Chief Judge of Edo State, Justice Daniel Yobosa Okungbowa, and the Controller of Corrections, Edo State Command, Sunday Oyahiri, lauded the gesture of the state government, describing it as timely. They appreciated the Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for his administration effort in tackling insecurity in the state. They promised that the vehicles will be put into judicious use.
Today is a great day in the history of corrections and administration of justice in Edo State. For a very long time, the corrections have been complaining that they had difficulty in transporting suspects and defendants to court. And I recall that on my last jail delivery, the last jail delivery exercise, the controller made some requests which I forwarded to His Excellency. And in his magnanimous character, he has graciously answered us and he has provided these resources behind us, which will be commissioned today by him. I want to thank him for listening to us, and I want to thank him for the good works he's doing in the state.
When I visited the Chief Judge, I made a request to him, and when he was seeing you, he accordingly presented this matter to you, and I have responded today to present this vehicle to the Correctional Service. I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
They said this is the first time in many years that the Correctional Center is receiving support in such magnitude. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
As the festive season approaches, concerns about rising insecurity remain a major issue for residents in Benin City and Edo State at large. Incidents of robbery, kidnapping, and other criminal activities have heightened public anxiety in several communities. To ensure a safer celebration, security measures are being strengthened across the city, including increased surveillance and community safety awareness. BTV News' Zainab Mohammed reports that residents are being encouraged to stay alert, avoid isolated areas, move in groups when possible, and promptly report suspicious activities to security agents. The Edo State Police Command says it has scaled up patrols and visibility in strategic locations to discourage crime and support public safety during the festive period.
In recent weeks, concerns about insecurity have grown, with many residents expressing fear over night movements, isolated areas, and increasing criminal activities. Some say tackling insecurity requires stronger government action alongside citizens' cooperation. A resident noted that individuals must prioritize personal safety by being cautious about their movements, prayerful and alert at all times. He also appealed to government authorities to provide additional security support, especially in addressing kidnapping and other violent crimes.
Number one rule, you should watch yourself. Due to the mountains you enter, secondly, we still beg our governors, our president, if they can help us with securities, more security, because due to the times now, the countries are very bad. And before you come outside, you should always pray.
The Police Public Relations Officer, SP Moses Joel Yamu, assured the public that the Edo State Police Command is fully prepared for the season. He emphasized the need for residents to report suspicious activities, keep emergency contact number handy, and feel free to call the police at any time. He added that officers have been strategically deployed across the state to manage increased vehicular and pedestrian movements, maintain peace and safeguard recreation centers, worship venues, and major roads.
We need to observe certain security or safety protocols for the safety of individuals as well as the society as large. We must report suspicious activities around us, because nobody knows your environment better than you. So if you notice any suspicious movements, suspicious objects, strange faces around you, candidates do well to report to the closest or to the nearest security agents. You must also make sure that you have our emergency contact numbers so that you can call in case of distress. The Edo State Police Command's emergency numbers are 080-3764-6272, and you can also get us on 080-7777-3721.
Security analysts and residents urge the public to adopt simple safety measures, such as avoiding late-night movements, keeping valuables secure, and staying aware of their surroundings. They stress that collaboration between citizens and security agencies remain key to reducing crime and ensuring a safer Benin City during the festive season. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
The Edo State Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability, Barrister Nosa Adams, alongside the Managing Director of Edo FUMA, Mr. Mohamed Bawa Okoyomo, has paid an assessment visit to the Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS, following a letter sent to the ministry over the recent flooding challenge within the station's premises. Beetv News Best Orator reports.
See how it washes off this place.
It goes into the studio.
I don't know.
Receiving the team, the Managing Director, Edo Broadcasting Service, Mr. Suleiman Alede, expressed appreciation to the Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability, Barrister Nosa Adams, for the prompt response, noting that such swift engagement reflects the Governor's commitment to appointing proactive and result-driven commissioners.
I want to thank you for your kind words and your support, and I'm not surprised. And I'll tell you why I'm not surprised, because I have come to recognize one individual I call the best headhunter, and that's the Governor of Edo State. Before you're picked or chosen by Governor Bolo, it means that you're a thoroughbred. And sir, I want to say we are excited and happy that you are on board.
Speaking during the visit, the Commissioner for Environment and Sustainability, Barrister Nosa Adams, commended Governor Monday Pueblo for the ongoing transformation at the Edo Broadcasting Service. He emphasized the government's readiness to address the flooding problem and prevent further damage.
See the ministry to join me to come and look at the flood ravage area and the premises. Because everything must be done to assist you. Everything must be done to put EBS on a sound footing. Oga has done so much, His Excellency to Monday Pueblo has done so much for the state and for EBS. And your management team, headed by your humble self, has done so much. And we are putting the EBS back in a very solid footing, and we are all proud of EBS.
The EBS director later conducted the delegation around the facility, highlighting areas where the government's intervention has already improved operations, as well as sections still affected by flooding, which has reportedly damaged some equipment. While speaking to newsmen, the commissioner assured that the ministry will work closely with Edo FUMA to provide immediate and long-term solutions to the issue, and also appreciated Governor Monday Pueblo for giving attention to EBS and for providing necessary equipment for the station.
Ravage. So we have come, we have seen things for ourselves, and we will bring it to action. Luckily, we have a listening governor, who is our principal, and is very much interested in solving the problems of ordinary people. The talk less of an establishment like this that is disseminating information positively for us. So EBS is a very critical
establishment in this government. And they will allow only things that will encourage them to do better.
The managing director of Edo Fuma, Mr. Mohammed Bawa, also assured the director of EBS that action will be taken to bring the station to order.
Well, like Honorable Commissioner said, we have a listening governor. A governor is very proactive, a performing governor, a governor listening to his people. And he has instructed us through the Honorable Commissioner for Environment to come here and check ourselves. In the next few days, we'll act by the grace of God.
The visit ended with renewed assurances from the Commissioner that the ministry will move swiftly to tackle environmental challenge and protect the operations of the state-owned broadcast station. Authorities say the intervention is expected to restore confidence, safeguard critical equipment, and ensure that EBS continues to serve the public without disruption. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
Street begging by children continues to rise in Benin City, with many of them seen daily around markets, shop fronts and busy roadsides, pleading with passerbys for money or food. This growing trend raises concern about child welfare, parental responsibility and the role of government agencies in addressing the root causes such as poverty, lack of access to education and family neglect. BTV's Precious Abolaho reports.
And then sometimes some of these children even have parents who are also begging, for example. So it becomes a generational thing.
Street begging by children is becoming a common and worrying sight in Benin City. Every day, young boys and girls roam around markets, traffic lights and shopping areas, stretching out their hands to strangers for food or money. Some carry bowls, others just walk around dirty and hungry looking, asking for help. Many of these children appear to have no guidance or care. Some are likely sent out by parents or guardians, while others may be completely on their own. These situations raise serious concerns among residents as the safety and future of these children is at risk.
It's a cultural and social problem in the sense that people go into parenting without actually planning. Most people now say that children are a blessing from God, whereas in this modern day and age, these are very critical things that you have to plan for. You don't just dabble in, you just impregnate somebody and then you bring a child in without provisions socially and economically that you intend to provide for such children. And so when that reoccurs, you get to start to find more children on the streets who now have to beg as a means of surviving.
Not the whole state such a thing there. It depends the ruler of that state. He is supposed to talk or gather them. Ask them what is the problem they are begging for. Since small children. It's not good. Nah? That's why they miss sometimes. Because they give them something, they take their soul. Then they give some, they no go know themselves again.
Residents who voice out their concerns saying that these children can easily be exposed to dangers such as abuse, exploitation, or may even be lured into criminal activities.
It's really appalling seeing the fact that these children, they are being brought from where we don't know exactly, and you see them roaming about the street, and the government is not doing anything about it. So we think the government should come up with something that has to do with and innovations that will try and bring these children to a place and try to see how they can cater for them.
The residents said government interventions may just be what they need at the time. Precious Agbolaho reporting for BTV News.
The Federal Housing Authority has commenced construction of the Renewed Hope Affordable Housing Estate in Sobawa Riga Shikuna flagship project under President Bola Tinubu's housing agenda. The initiative is part of the administration effort to expand access to affordable housing across the country. Governor Uba Sani performed the groundbreaking ceremony at the project site where he highlighted the importance of the development in addressing local housing needs. He pledged full support to the Federal Housing Authority to ensure the project is completed early and without delays. The report.
Federal Housing Authority has begun construction on the Renew Hope Affordable Housing Estate in Sabawa, Rujachukuna, Kaduna State. The estate represents a significant step towards addressing the state housing deficit and providing decent, affordable home for Kaduna residents, where millions still lack safe shelter. Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani performed the groundbreaking ceremony officially launching President Bola Tinubu's Renew Home Housing initiative in the state. The project is seen as a long overdue effort to expand access to affordable housing and improve living conditions for residents. The governor reaffirmed his administration's commitment to affordable housing and pledged continuous support to ensure the successful delivery of the estate. The initiative is expected to contribute meaningfully to reducing housing gaps in Kaduna State.
Provision of affordable houses for Kaduna citizens is a key priority of our administration. We are committed to addressing the housing deficit in Kaduna State in line with our administration policy trust and President Bola Tinubu's Renew Home initiative. We have adopted a holistic approach towards filling the identified gap. Our approach include partnering with local and international investors, the social housing scheme, development lease agreement, public housing cooperation, and site and services. We recently commissioned phase 1 of the Kata Sanaville project and distribute houses to families of victims of banditry. The project is a collaborative initiative between the Kaduna State Government and Kata Charity for the provision of mass housing for the less privileged and underserved in our own state.
The managing director of the Federal Housing Authority describes the groundbreaking of the Renew Hope Affordable House Estate as the fulfillment of a promise made in May 2025. He promised Kaduna State for his cooperation, highlighting Governor Uba Sani's allocation of prime land for the project in March 2024. The MD also commended the governor's commitment to swift execution.
Of Federal Housing Authority of Nigeria, we are not only going to build this estate, we are going to create a livable environment, which is our signature, a place Nigeria would be proud to call homes. What we are doing today goes beyond starting the construction of this estate, but starting the fulfillment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Grand Commander, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, promising of providing livable and affordable houses for Nigerians.
Authorities have pledged to ensure the early and high-quality completion of the house estate, allowing families to move in without delays. Precious Agbolaho reporting for Beetv News.
Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, said President Bola Tinubu's aggressive mobilization of domestic resources has improved access to life-saving medications and health services for Nigerians. Professor Pate made the remarks during the interactive session with European Union parliamentarians at the EU Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. He emphasized that while Nigeria's efforts to establish sustainable health partnership with the U.S. government have reached an advanced stage, President Tinubu's effective health sector programming has positioned Nigeria as a leading voice on health issues across the continent.
Services, but also in achievement of some of those goals. The external finances play a role in terms of delivering on the innovation, the research capacity, management capacity, training capacity. That is an important component to it. So as we saw early this year with the reversals from the US government, clearly it sort of brings to the fore the need for escalating domestic resource mobilization to step up. But that's not going to be enough to cover the gap overnight. So even as we think about evolution of the global health ecosystem, where countries will ultimately exit from dependency to one where, in fact, it's a relationship based on investments, trade, and cooperation, that transition will take time and will have to be managed responsibly. Already we're seeing investments on the vaccine development pathway for Nigeria, 80 million euros, which is very valuable, while reproductive health is also another aspect which is important in terms of fertility, demographic dynamics in Nigeria, given where we are. We are also seeing through EIB, 100 million investment with the Bank of Industry, 50 million for agri, 50 million for pharmaceuticals.
Former Minister of Defense Mohammed Abubakar has dismissed reports claiming that he said he would not intervene if the United States and President Bola Tinubu bombed the Nigerian forest. Abubakar described the reports as malicious, false and baseless, emphasizing that the statement did not originate from him or any authorized representative acting on his behalf. He expressed concern that the intent behind the reports is to tarnish his reputation and create discord between him and the president. The former minister reaffirmed his commitment to the peace, security and stability of Nigeria. Residents of communities in Kano State have recounted their experiences following recent attacks by bandits, which resulted in the abduction of several individuals. The incident comes as government authorities and security forces intensify efforts to restore peace and secure the release of those abducted. The report.
Worry and tension have gripped Yankamaye, a community in Sayawa local government area, following a recent wave of bandit attacks. Yankamaye is not the only community affected. Faruruwa and Swasuri have also been targeted, with residents describing gunfire, abductions and killings that have plunged the villages into deep distress. Sarij Musa, a resident of Yakamaye in Zanyawa local government area, reported that more than 5 people, including a woman, were kidnapped during the recent bandit attacks, while a 60-year-old woman was shot dead. Governor Abbas Yusuf visited Yankamaye, Faruruwa and Tosuri in Zanyawa local government area following recent bandit attacks that left residents traumatized. He was accompanied by security chiefs and top government officials.
I want you to remain focused. Do what you are here for. Get intelligence reports from members of the community. Work with them in unison so that these bandits and other terrorists that have infiltrated us could be treated the way they are supposed to be treated.
Despite the grief and tension, the communities remain hopeful that with reinforced security presence and government attention, the remaining captives will be rescued and peace restored. Temitokwe Oluwafemi reporting for
President Bola Tinubu stated that new projections indicate Nigeria's aviation revenue could reach $2.58 billion in the coming years, signaling a steady upward trajectory for the industry. He was represented at the launch of Nigeria's first international air show at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The report.
Nigeria has joined the League of Nations hosting international air shows, an achievement the federal government describes as a major turning point for the aviation sector. Opening the event, CEO of the Nigeria International Air Show, Bria Okonkwo, said the gathering is designed to shape the future of air travel across Africa.
Our vision is clear: to build an ecosystem that fosters investments, drives talent development, and ensures safety and sustainability in air transport. Commander of the Order.
The Minister of Aviation said the event reflects the President's vision of a modern, safe, secure, and globally competitive aviation industry. He highlighted progress such as stronger bilateral partnerships and greater private sector involvement.
The Renewed Hope agenda, aviation has emerged as one of the fastest advancing sectors with transformative milestones that are reshaping Nigeria's status as a regional powerhouse. This air show represents more than an event. It's a statement of intent. It is a bold declaration that Nigeria is ready to lead.
In a message delivered by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, President Bola Tinubu highlighted new economic projections that are fueling renewed optimism in the aviation sector.
Nigeria now ranks #1 in Africa for compliance with international aviation standards. Our goal is clear: to make Nigeria the aviation hub of West and Central Africa. We're building a sustainable ecosystem that creates jobs, drives innovation, and strengthens our economy.
The air show, formally opened by the President, will run until December 4th and will feature awards and high-level panel sessions. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
We'll take a quick short break and we will be right back shortly. Please stay with us.
Like a shining light, a kind heart has no hiding place. Honorable Prince Henry Odianose Okoje and his amiable wife, Princess Mercy Johnson Okoje, are truly a shining light. A kind-hearted couple who cares about the plights of other people. From grass to grace is the story of two families in East and Northeast local government area of Edo State. The two families who became homeless, having witnessed the collapse of their mud houses, were helpless due to lack of shelter. For Mr. Sunday Iyere, his wife died, leaving behind 5 children, including a 7-month-old baby. And for Mrs. Philomena Ehizofua, she became a squatter with a kind-hearted individual after her building collapsed, until she met Honorable Prince Henry Odianose Okoje, member representing Eastern Northeast and Eastern Southeast Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives, who came to her rescue after pleading with him for a shelter. Moved with pity and the meek of human kindness in them, Prince Okoje and his wife, Mercy Johnson Okoje, fully mobilized contractors to construct a 2-bedroom flat each for the two families. And today, the project is ready for commissioning. The handing over the project is slated for Friday, December 5, 2025 at Ebuade Lane off Uwalo Road, Uromi, Edo State, and Saturday, December 6th at Amedoshian, Uromi, Edo State. We say thank you to Honorable Prince and Princess Mercy Johnson Okoje for your kind gesture, and may your light shine brightest, and to God alone be all the glory. Gone but not forgotten. Our dearly beloved mommy and matriarch, late Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Mommy, it's been 8 years since you left us in this sinful world, and just like a burnt down library, our world crashed when death took you away from us. As our mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and mother-in-law, we will not forget in a hurry the great lessons you taught us, especially your prayerful lifestyle that brought us closer to God. We remember your undying love, care, and passion for God and man. The entire family of Yorama Irabo of Ogo Town in Orion local government area of Edo State cordially invites the public to the 8 years remembrance of their daughter, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Date: January 13, 2026. Venue: Rose Garden Event Center, number 22, Giwa Amo Street, off Airport Road, GRA, Benin City. Time: 12 p.m. prompt. Mommy, continue to rest until we meet to part no more. We love you dearly. Signed, Ambassador Ogene Osaumese JP, for the family.
Welcome back from that short break, and now to the business news. Analysts at Cardinal Stone has projected that Nigeria's GDP will rise to 4.22% in Q8 2025, up from 3.98% in Q3, following newly released data from the National Bureau of Statistics. The economy grew slightly faster than the 3.86% recorded in Q3 2024, although it slowed compared to 4.26% achieved in Q2 2025. The slowdown was linked to reduced crude oil production, which fell to 1.64 MBD due to maintenance disruption and delays in new upstream activity. The reports.
Cardinal Stone said a recovery is likely in the final quarter of the year, supported by strong business activity and improved macroeconomic conditions. November's PMI reports showed broad expansion across sectors, signaling stronger output momentum heading into quarter 4. The firm expects full year 2025 growth of 3.92%, driven by improved supply conditions and rising domestic demand. Other research firms delivered similar forecasts. Stanbic IBTC projected 4.0% GDP growth for 2025, citing stronger growth in manufacturing and services, as well as government reforms in infrastructure and energy. Meristem Securities estimated 4.08% GDP growth for quarter 4 and 3.88% for the year, reinforcing expectations for a stronger finish for Nigeria economy. CBN holds benchmark rate steady in disinflation phase. The Central Bank of Nigeria has kept the monetary policy rate unchanged at 27%, marking the fourth consecutive hold this year as it continues to prioritize stability in the face of moderating but still high inflation. Headline inflation eased to 16.05% in October, supported by slowing food and core prices due to improved supply conditions and tight monetary policy. The committee maintained the liquidity ratio at 30% and left cash reserve ratios unchanged, though it adjusted the asymmetric corridor to 50 to 450 basic points. The MPC said the decision reflects caution, noting that previous tightening measures are still working their way through the economy, with external reserves rising at $46.7 billion in mid-November, providing 10.3 months of import cover and exchange rate volatility, easing the bank opted to avoid disrupting the ongoing disinflation trend. The CBN governor emphasized that monetary stability remains the foundation of attracting investment and sustaining long-term growth. AMCON repays 3.6 trillion naira intensifies global asset recovery drive. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria says it has repaid 3.6 trillion naira to the Central Bank of Nigeria since 2010, despite spending 1.7 trillion naira to acquire toxic bank assets and still owing about 3 trillion naira. Managing Director Gbenga Alade disclosed this in Lagos, adding that the corporation is currently engaged in over 3,000 court cases and will begin workforce right-sizing next year. He stressed that AMCON stabilized the financial system by removing distressed assets from banks and restoring depositor confidence. Since Alade assumed office, AMCON has recorded 156.25 billion naira in total revenue and 29.4 billion naira in operating expenses. For 2025, it projects 215.15 billion naira in revenue and 29.6 billion naira in expenses, with an expected operating ratio of 13.5%. He credited federal authorities, the judiciary, the CBN, law enforcement agencies, and the National Assembly for supporting AMCON's intensified recovery efforts. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
Federal health guidelines have long recommended that all medically stable newborns receive the first hepatitis B vaccine within 24 hours of birth, followed by additional dose at about 1 month and 6 months. This best dose policy, adopted since 1999, was designed to prevent early life infection, particularly for mothers who were not tested or tested negative for hepatitis B. The reports.
The policy has been credited with dramatically reducing hepatitis B cases among children in the United States. However, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, now under U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is expected to discuss changes to this recommendation. The committee is considering whether the universal birth dose for newborns should remain or if the first dose could be delayed or limited to infants whose mothers test positive for hepatitis B. The discussion is scheduled for this week, December 4, 2025. Proponents of changing the recommendation argue that delaying the birth dose may allow parents more choice and could align vaccination with actual risk. Critics warn that removing or delaying the universal birth dose could expose infants to unnecessary risk, as hepatitis B can be transmitted prenatally or in early childhood, and infections in newborn carry a high risk of developing chronic hepatitis B, which can lead to liver disease later in life. Public health experts note that decades of evidence support maintaining the birth dose policy. Studies show that without immediate vaccination, infants are significantly more vulnerable to infection, and the current system provides a critical safety net, especially for cases where maternal infection is undetected. As of now, the official recommendation remains that all medical stable newborns receive the hepatitis B vaccine before hospital discharge. Any change by ACIP could mark a significant departure from decades of public health policy, potentially affecting infant health outcomes and public trust in vaccination programs. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
Nigerian Grammy Award winner Burna Boy has pledged to cover the funeral expenses of 4 children killed in mass shooting at a birthday party in Stockton, California. The singer made the commitment after hearing the incident discussed on the Breakfast Club radio show and subsequently reached out to music executive Wack 100 and Hollywood Unlocked Jason Lee to facilitate support for the affected families. Was particularly moved by the death of 14-year-old student athlete Amari Peterson, who maintained a 3.8 GPA before his life was cut short. Also, Miley Cyrus confirms engagement to musician Max Morando. The reports. The shooting occurred on Saturday, November 29, inside a crowded banquet hall where between 150 people had gathered for a children's birthday celebration. 4 young people were killed and 11 others injured. Confirmed victims include 8-year-old Maya Lupian and 21-year-old Susano Achuleta. Authorities believe the attack may have been targeted and have announced a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Burna Boy's philanthropic gesture comes at a challenging time for the singer, who has faced criticism following the cancellation of his Colorado concert. Several other shows have also reportedly been cancelled due to low ticket sales, prompting public discussions about his current career trajectory. In another development, actress Annie Macaulay has reverted her Instagram name to Annie Idibia, drawing widespread attention amid ongoing drama involving her ex-husband Innocent Subaba Idibia and his current wife Natasha. Fans quickly circulated screenshots of the update, and although Annie has not commented, the timing has fueled speculation. Some observers believe she simply returned to a familiar public identity, while others view the change as connected to recent tensions. Public interest intensified after a video surfaced showing Subaba being questioned before being led away in handcuffs, sparking concern across social media. Shortly afterward, during an Instagram live session hosted by Daddy Freeze, heated shouting was heard between Subaba and Natasha before the stream ended abruptly. The final audible moments captured Subaba asking, "What is your problem?" before Natasha removed the phone. Annie's decision to restore her married name has drawn mixed reactions online, with opinions divided over whether the move was symbolic, personal, or indirectly tied to the unfolding situation. The development has further fueled speculation surrounding the state of relationships within the Idibia family. Miley Cyrus has confirmed her engagement to musician Max Morando, her partner of 4 years. The singer appeared at the premiere of Avatar: Fire and Ash in Los Angeles wearing a gold and diamond ring, prompting widespread speculation that she later confirmed during an appearance on Good Morning America. She revealed that Morando proposed during a recent trip to Asia. Cyrus previously married Australian actor Liam Hemsworth in 2018 after a decade-long relationship, with the pair announcing their divorce the following year. She later disclosed in a 2023 interview with British Vogue that she and Morando first met after being set up on a blind date. Morando, 27, is the drummer for Los Angeles band Lily, which performed on NBC's Miley New Year's Eve party in 2022. The pop star praised Morando's ring choice during her interview and discussed her current musical trajectory. Her newest song, Dream As One, appears in the latest Avatar installment, and she released her 9th studio album earlier this year. Despite her continued output, Cyrus reiterated she has no plans to tour, citing the difficulty of balancing sobriety and mental health while on the road. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabel reporting for Beetv News. And lastly, on today's bulletin, Nigeria international Umar Sadiq has strengthened his chances of returning to the Super Eagles squad after scoring his first Copa del Rey goal in Real Sociedad's 2-0 victory over Reals FC Redis on Wednesday. The 28-year-old, who has struggled for playing time this season and was previously close to leaving the club, made only his 6th appearance of the campaign as injuries to key attackers opened a rare opportunity for him. His recent performances have suggested a return to form, marking a notable turnaround for a player who had been placed on a transfer list during the summer. Sadik's resurgence began late last month with an assist in Real Sociedad's 1-1 draw against Elche, followed by his first La Liga start of the season in a 3-2 defeat to Villarreal on November 30th. Days later, he earned a spot in Nigeria's provisional 54-man squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, his first consideration under coach Eric Chile since January. While competition for a final place remains tough, Sadik offers a unique attacking profile that could make him a valuable option from the bench, a quality he displayed again in the Copa del Rey feature. Introduced at halftime after Real Sociedad struggled in the first period, Sadik helped change the momentum of the match. Mikel Gotti opened the scoring 4 minutes after the restart before Sadik earned a stoppage time penalty to seal the win, his first goal for the club since March 2024 and his fifth since joining in 2022. Despite his breakthrough, his long-term future at the club remains unclear, with returning forwards expected to limit his playing time and a January move still possible. For now, however, his form is likely to draw close attention from Chile as he finalizes AFCON squad. And that's it on the news update for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on Beetv Major News. I am Evelyn Isibili. Thank you and have a good night.